Well, we're back again. It's been a few days, but I'm sticking to it. And we're doing Singing Proverbs, Part 4. So this is Proverbs chapter 10, verse 4, out of the Hebrew Old Testament and also out of the Greek Septuagint Old Testament. However, with modern Greek pronunciation of the old words. But yeah, so I have made a little tune for this. I will sing it and I will translate it. And it's going to be a good time. Awesome. Alright, let's get to it. Rash se chafrimia v'yad harutzim ta'asher. A palm of slackness causes poverty, but a hand of the diligent makes rich. Penia andra tapeni, hier is the andrian brutus tizusen. Penia andra tapeni, hier is the andrian brutus tizusen. Poverty makes a man humble, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. Had to have a second round with that Greek. But yeah, so what we have is Rash Osi Chafrimia V'yad Charutzim Ta'asher. Here we go. V'yad Charutzim Ta'asher. Yeah. So in Hebrew, so Rash Osei. So Rash is one word, and Rash is just poverty. Osi is a way of saying causes. So poverty is caused by, what is it caused by? Chaf rimia. So it's chaf, there's a dash, rimia for the rest of the word. So chaf means, in general, kind of like the concept of it is it means hollow, right? But it's an idiom, it's a play on words. So in ancient Hebrew, it was used to describe the hollow of your hand, right? So this the flat of your palm. So the palm is what it means when it's used that way. And so the palm of what? Of remia. So what is remia? Slackness. Remia is slackness. So poverty causes a palm of slackness. But to put that together in English that makes sense is a palm of slackness causes poverty. And then the next bit is quite cool. So v'yad charutzim ta'ashir. So v'yad, so but or and yad. So v'yad, it's one word, but it's a way of saying but this. So v'yad, but the hand. Yad means hand. Charutzim means the diligent. So charutz or something like that. Not super scholar over here, but the em on the end of it makes it a plural. So of the diligent. Those who are diligent. But the hand of the diligent, ta'ashir, it makes rich. Awesome. But there's something quite cool here. So, because when I was studying this out, I thought that's quite interesting that in the Hebrew at least, you get this idea that the palm of slackness causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich, And I thought, that actually makes so much sense conceptually. You think like a slack hand it just palms things, or slack hands are more likely to receive than to give. They're more likely to take than to give. They're not as likely to work hard. And so I just feel like the difference between just palm versus whole hand and this idea of power and working is quite cool. So, especially in this context. So yeah, the palm, the lazy hand, the person who just puts their hand out to receive, but draws it back to give. that person's going to end up poor. And poor, not just, say, in a financial sense. They're going to end up poor spiritually, I would say. They're going to end up poor in love, poor in friendship, poor in a whole bunch of varieties. But the yad charutzim te asher, but the hand of the diligent is going to make rich. But the hand, like the whole thing, you're getting in there and you're working it out, and you're working hard. That's going to make you rich. It's quite cool. Now we move to the Greek. Now the Greek is interesting because it's a slight change to the proverb. So in Hebrew, you've got the lazy hand, the palm of slackness makes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. But the first half of the proverb is changed in Greek. So penia andre tapeni, hieres the andrion plutizusen. Penia andre tapeni, hieres the andrion plutizusen. Okay, so penia means just poverty. Andra comes from anea, but andra means just a man. And you think of an android, android, A-N-D-R, and then oid. That bit there, it's we get that from Greek. Man-like robot. Andra, android. Andra in this case though. So poverty, a man. Tapini means comes from tapinu, and it means to humble or to abase. And in this case, the way it's said means it is to make humble. So poverty, a man makes humble. So poverty makes a man humble. Okay, so that's an interesting way of phrasing it. And then the next bit, hieres, which is a hand. The, which is but, D-E in Greek, kind of the sound in modern Greek pronunciation. Hieres, the, andreon. So similar word, you can hear the andra bit in it, but it's a different word. Andreon means the diligent or courageous. And I find that quite cool, that diligence, hard work, and courage are in the same semantic domain. Like, when they think of hard working, they also think of courageous. Because you have to be courageous to work hard or something like that. I don't know, maybe. Interesting idea. So here is the andreon, the hand, but of the diligent, plutizusen, makes rich. So yeah, there it is. Rashosecha fremia, the yad charutzim te asher. A palm of slackness causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. Penia andra tapeni, hieres the andrion plutizusen. And it's interesting saying the Greek one sometimes. But there it is. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 4, singing Proverbs.